What's up? Happy Friday. Hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for being here with us for another afternoon devotion as we continue our way through the 10 Commandments. Man, we'll be halfway done with the 10 Commandments, which is cool. I've enjoyed this one and really grateful for you guys being with us. So welcome in for today and thank you for being here. So what we always want to start, what are we thankful for? I'm thankful today. Today is a holiday known as Juneteenth. I'll be honest, this is something that I did not know about until recently, which to a large degree, shame on me. But a day that honors and celebrates and remembers the emancipation of Black people from slavery back in the 1860s. So I'm thankful for the freedom of my Black brothers and sisters. And thankful that more and more people are recognizing the good in that and honoring this holiday. So I'm thankful for that today. So let me know what you are thankful for today. Looks like I've got some texts coming in. Eric is thankful for Costco. All right. And Alec is thankful for school. Not a lot of teenagers telling me they're thankful for school, but I'm thankful that you are thankful for school. So that's cool. So others that are here, let me know if you're here, check in with the chat and let me know what you are thankful for this day. Shoot, just the fact that it's Friday and it's the weekend. So that's a cool thing. All right. So quarter teen game for today, our trivia question. So last time, Wednesday was the anniversary of when the Statue of Liberty, still in pieces, arrived in New York City. And so we talked about how tall is it. So we had several guesses, some close, some not as close. That's all right. I appreciate everybody giving it a whirl. So the height of the Statue of Liberty from the ground to the very, very top is 305 feet and 1 inch. So the closest was Eric. Eric's guess was 386. That was the closest. So congrats to Eric. Another quarter on your total. For reference, the Gateway Arch is 630 feet, more than twice as tall as Statue of Liberty, which is kind of crazy to me. But anyway, all right. So today's question again. Today is Juneteenth. It celebrates a day when the war was technically over. The Emancipation Proclamation was more than 2 years old, but many people had not gotten the news yet, especially those in Texas. A lot of people had fled to Texas to sort of get away from the Emancipation Proclamation. And it was on June 19th when the order was read in Galveston, Texas, to let the slaves there know you are free. So the question for you today, though, like I said, a lot of slave masters had moved them and their slaves to Texas to sort of get away from what was happening. A lot of people had moved there. And so anyway, the question today is how many slaves were there in Texas? At that time, which was June 19th of 1865, how many slaves were in Texas? So it's crazy and sad to think about, but again, grateful for their freedom. So anyway, that's your question for today. How many slaves were in Texas on June 19th of 1865? So, all right, let's get into today's devotion. Like I said, we're up to commandment number 5, which sort of puts us halfway. First of all, like we've talked about before, the first 4 commandments are really about our relationship with God, sort of that vertical relationship, right? Now we're shifting, and then this one almost holds a little bit of both, but really this is where we sort of shift into that horizontal relationship, our relationships with others. And we've talked before, like 1 through 4, we can characterize as love the Lord your God. And 5 through 10, we can characterize as love your neighbor as yourself. And Jesus told us that those are the 2 greatest commandments. And they really sort of summarize all of the 10 commandments together, which is a really cool thing to notice. So we're shifting into that. Okay, how do we love one another? We spent, a long time in 1 Corinthians 13 talking about how do we love one another. 10 Commandments is going to have some wisdom on that as well. So the first one among that, yes, today is about honor your father and mother. So, which I think is appropriate since Sunday is Father's Day. So that's kind of cool that matched up time-wise. So, okay, honor your father and mother. So let's talk first. What does that mean? Okay, on the surface, that seems pretty easy. I think we understand in a general sense what that's talking about, right? But I think the key word there, the verb, the command is honor. Okay, so we want to think about respect. We want to think about obey, okay? Those are, in broad terms, what we mean by honor, okay? And we'll talk a little bit more exactly what that looks like. But so that's sort of the what, okay? Now, what's the why? And God really gives us the why we should do this as he gives us the words of this commandment. So let's just read it, okay? So this is Exodus 20. This is verse 12, okay? Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God is giving you, right? So, and then actually, again, we talked last time how a lot of this is repeated. Actually, all the 10 commandments are repeated in Deuteronomy chapter 5. There's an extra part in Deuteronomy where it says not only that your days may be long, but it also talks about that it may go well with you in the land. So we've sort of got two promises, two reasons why we should want to do this, right? Number one, your days may be long, and number two, that it may go well with you. God is promising blessing when we obey and when we honor our parents. This is not just something that's, remember, all the way back to the beginning of all this, we were reminded that all of these commandments are for our good, that God is on our side, and this is for our good as well. I know it's not always what we want, but it is for our good if we will do that. So let's remember those promises. Let's remember the benefits that come. Let's talk about that. Look, it's better for you when you obey, right? That means, you're not facing discipline because of disobedience. There's less conflict in your house. Everybody's happier. Like, things just go better when we're doing what we're supposed to do, right? But the other part of this is it's better for everyone. And I'm not just talking about in your household. I'm also talking about like in society, when we're all doing what we're supposed to do and we live in a world where people honor their parents, society as a whole operates better. We're all doing better. So, there's some other hints that we get in here. Look, respect for parents now. If we're respecting and honoring our parents now, that's going to set us up and train us to have respect for authority later. We'd love to have this ruled world where I don't have anybody telling me what to do. I'm going to tell you. It's not realistic. It's never going to happen. There's always going to be someone in your life that is an authority over you. God has set it up where right now that primary authority is your parents. So we honor them now, and that trains us to be able and willing to respect authority as we get older as well. The other part is we obey our parents now. Not only are we obeying God now, it's training us to obey God later. There are times when God asks us to do things we don't want to do, but we still need to do them. And we learn how to do that, in a sense, when we honor and obey our parents. So when we get down to it, how do we do this? Okay. I'm going to give you 2 words, and we've talked about this before, and we're going to talk about it again because this is so key in my mind. And we talk about this a lot in our household. Like I said, we've talked about it in our youth group. 2 words for you about how to do this: kindness and respect. Okay. You treat your parents with kindness and respect. And when you do that, things will go well. Okay. Now, here's the other tricky part about that is sometimes we disagree. Sometimes they ask us to do something we don't want to do. Sometimes there's a disagreement or there's conflict, and things get heated, right? How do we react in those situations? We still respond with kindness and respect. If you want something, if you want to disagree, you can disagree, but come at that situation with kindness and respect. You're much more likely to be listened to. You're much more likely to get what you want when you approach it that way. Remember that: kindness, respect. I want to challenge you guys with one other thing on top of that. Not just obey, not just avoid the conflict and deal with the difficulties, because I know that can be part of the deal. I want to challenge you guys to go above and beyond in showing honor to your mother and your father. Serve them. Thank them for what they do. Brag about them to other people. Too often we want to gripe and complain about our parents. Brag about how cool your parents are and about hopefully how they love the Lord and are trying to train you to do the same. Pray for them. Thank God for them. Go above and beyond to do those positive, good things to honor them as well. All right, that's it for today. Enjoy your weekend. Next time we will tackle do not murder. So I love you guys. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you later.